Does playing a week zero game in college football give that team an advantage in week one when they go against an opponent that hasn't played a game yet? Conventional wisdom might suggest that it does, right? After all, you've had a full game to shake the rust off and get the kinks out. However, when you look at recent data, it might suggest otherwise. Over the past two seasons, teams that played a week zero game are just 9-14 against the spread in week one against an opponent that hasn't played a game. That's 39.1%. Furthermore, when these teams that played a game in week zero have to go on the road in week one, they're just 2-6 or 25% against the number. And in those 8 games, the under is actually 5-2-1, hitting at a 71.4% rate. So, why might this be? One theory could be that there's now game tape on the team that played in week zero, whereas the team that opens their season in week one, there's no game tape for them yet. Another theory might be that the team that played in week zero had to prep for that team, their opponent in week zero, whereas the team that doesn't start until week one has had all offseason to prep for that team in week one. A final theory could be that the team in week zero suffered some bumps and bruises. They might have some players out. They might have some players dinged up. In any event, obviously it's a small sample size, but it's something to keep in mind as we do our personal handicapping this season. Who are some teams this might apply to? Well, two teams that play in week zero do have to go on the road in week one. That would be UMass going to Auburn. Auburn's currently laying around 38 points. Might Hugh Freeze want to run up the score there in the home opener at Jordan-Hare? Quite possible. Also, La Tech has to go to SMU in week one. SMU is currently laying 16. All the other week zero teams are at home in week one, but Hawaii does have to play on a short week after playing Vanderbilt in Nashville in week zero. They have to host Stanford on the island on a Friday night. Stanford is currently laying 10. San Jose State plays on Sunday against an Oregon State team laying 16.5. And several others. USC laying 38 against Nevada. UTEP has to play FCS Incarnate Word, who's always a strong FCS team and scores a bunch of points, and UTEP's susceptible to explosive plays. So a lot to consider as we go on, but don't necessarily fall into the trap that a team that played in week zero has a leg up on the team that did not play in week zero. Thank you guys. Have a good one.